Okay, so now we're going to have Roger explain to us the concept behind 3C English, what 3C English is about at its core.
Okay, so 3C English is literally 3 C's. It's creative, complete, consulting, which actually goes back to my previous working life in England. I was a business consultant. So I tried to bring some of that philosophy into teaching. I don't think teaching should be a very prescriptive process. I think there's a lot of relationship and understanding of your students' needs, and I try to match those needs. I kind of keep that philosophy. And this is very personal to me, this philosophy of learning. I think the learning process, this can fit any kind of learning process, not just language. And I go beyond just teaching the technical side of a language, the grammatical points, the vocabulary. There's a lot of personal and emotional involvement as well. So I break my philosophy into A, B, C, D and E, and it almost works in Portuguese, not quite, but almost the same. I start with the A, ability, which is habilidade in Portuguese, which interestingly is not spelt with an A, it begins with an H. There's a little point there. And I think, I say here, these are the skills you require. So there are some technical skills that you need, some, for want of a better word, some intelligence to learn anything. You need something to start, and you need some ability to continue learning new things. But there really is where I believe that skill finishes, and the more emotional and personal or personalities take over. You need belief. This is crer in Portuguese, I believe. And this is the feeling you need to believe you can do something. If you don't start a journey believing you can finish it, or believing you can achieve something, even if that final achievement is not perfection, but is a considerable point from where you are now, if you don't believe you can move forward, the learning process is really tough. So I think that someone has to have that real sense of confidence. Courage, coragem, in Portuguese, is essential learning a language. I know this from personal experience, living and working in Brazil, using a language that was completely alien to me. If you are lacking a bit of courage to just take a step forward and try stuff, and most importantly make mistakes, your journey is very difficult indeed. And this is a great challenge for students, I find. They lack the courage to make mistakes, and mistakes are an essential part of the process. I know I speak Portuguese today with plenty of mistakes, but I'm kind of comfortable doing it. I like to learn from them, but I accept that I make them, and I think that's helped me a lot, and I try to mirror that one to my students to get that kind of confidence. It's really about confidence here. Determination, determinação, an obvious one. Learning a new language is tough, it's difficult, and there are times when people want to give up, they just want to stop the process, and I work with a lot of people that started a few years ago, they did it for a while, they stopped, they started again, stopped and started, and it really hampers the learning process with the language, because you're almost starting again every time. So there's a point that people need to be really determined to keep going, and at various levels you even find this. You find that there's a very difficult jump between, say, being an intermediate student and becoming an upper advanced student. There's a big difficulty. There are lots of barriers at that stage, and that's when you need to be determined and find that things start to make sense, and then you take the next steps. And effort, or esforço. I'm sure anyone watching this video will agree with me, not a lot happens in your life without you making the effort. Unfortunately, things generally don't fall from the sky and enhance your life immediately. They tend to come with a lot of effort. Learning a language is no different, and then you need to put a lot of energy, a lot of effort into what you're doing. And something I try to encourage and teach is it doesn't have to be a prescriptive grammar book or set of fixed exercises. It's about finding things that work for you, things that are really interesting to you, and putting those into your English learning to make the whole process more fun. So this is a set of qualities, if you like, that I believe in, and I work a lot with people in different areas to build each one, and it's an important philosophy to me, and that's how I do business.
Excellent. You know, I think that this will help anyone that watches the video, especially those of us who are expats. We're here in Brazil, we're learning another language, and we recognize we need all of these qualities and characteristics in our life.
So a lot of this is a personal experience. This isn't from a textbook.
Right.
This has come from living and learning.
Yes, very good. Okay, well, again, we're going to continue to look around.
Okay.
And again, we thank you so much for opening up and sharing this with
Thank you.
us. All right. Talk later.